Hello, everybody, and welcome to the TTV podcast, episode 326. I'm Meso.
I'm Bar.
I'm Eljay.
I'm Invi.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Hayley.
Hello, everybody. What's going on, Bar?
Welcome to TTV live from Pride Rock.
Who the heck keeps joining and leaving?
Yeah, can you like stop?
Can you like not?
Can
You just don't want any
Can-
lines.
Here's something we should stop. When the episode starts, it would be nice to just, have silence and then the music plays, and not a giant freaking yawn as we start.
It's the Lion King.
No,
Respect.
I'm not talking about VAR. I'm talking about Ven.
Everyone saying this is going to be a spoiler review of the Lion King. So if you don't want spoilers on the Lion King, then
None of us have seen the Lion King yet.
I'm
don't
kidding.
worry.
The Lion King's not even out.
And also, freaking spoilers on the Lion King, eh?
Yeah. What is there to spoil?
Spoiler alert.
I mean,
They're all lions. Except
You never
for,
really like the part
You
where
say
they-
that, but you nearly
Kill
ripped
their
my
cubs.
head off when I
Yeah.
mentioned one
I'm-
out of context thing
Mhm.
from the new movie, so
Uh-huh.
need to get
No
over it.
spoilers.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you very much.
This is like the third recording in a row where Meso's opened with like antagonism towards Haley.
It was reverse antagonism to me first.
Wait, did he do it last week?
Tired of this guy.
He like shouted at you in Kingdom Hearts.
I
Oh,
know. Oh yeah, it's
Somebody
what I
start
did.
compiling this for a future
Yeah, we
video.
gotta start compiling it. We're gonna make a
Oh my
takedown
God.
video and Meso.
Yes.
compilation.
If you're gonna do it, make a diss track.
I don't
Oh
wanna make
my
a
gosh.
diss track. That's freaking lame.
I
Yeah, only people
would
who...
only accept the diss track teardown.
What? No.
I don't want to give you what you want.
Yeah.
That completely defeats the whole
The only
point.
thing I wouldn't accept is a diss track teardown.
I'll get
Reverse psychology.
someday.
40 checks
I
going
really
on
don't
right
care
now.
what you accept or you don't accept. I want to do what I accept.
Well,
Nice.
yeah.
So I hate you.
How are you
Do we
all
all-
doing, fellas?
I'm doing awful,
Well,
quite frankly.
it
I'm
could be
doing
better if
terrible.
it was later in the day.
Oh.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh my
All right, we're
gosh.
gonna delay this podcast another hour. We'll be back, y'all. Bye.
I prepared.
know,
I got an energy drink, so I'm good.
Yeah, I've
I-
had tea.
I do somewhat miss our later recording
That's
time.
Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A.
Meso?
Yes.
Well,
What?
didn't we make this 11 a.m. for Fluff to be on, and Fluff hasn't been on yet?
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, she's been on once. Once.
Once.
Fwep and
Once,
X, we
man.
were like,
Freaking
if we did
once.
the podcast earlier, maybe the
a poor
internationals will
impression.
join. And,
Yes,
well,
oh great.
yeah. Let's see how that went.
Yeah.
Agree
So.
on
You
that,
should change
LJ.
the episode title to Fluff. If you don't show up, you're fired.
Yeah,
Again.
we're not doing that.
It worked the last time. So
Well, technically
Well,
speaking, if she
not
does
on,
show up,
fired.
she's fired from the job she's working, which is why she can't be here.
I thought that was
And
the
if you
reason
do
we
show
pushed
up,
it
I
earlier.
quit because I don't want to keep getting up
Well,
this early.
Then, listen, the reason that we pushed it earlier was because we figured they would be able to be on. However, she then got the job unbeknownst to us, which is at the same time. So,
But I thought that's why we moved it to 11, because before it was 12. We moved it to 11 to accommodate the fact that she has to go to work after 12.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
Technically, on the podcast.
She should be able to show up for this one.
yeah,
Big ol' womp womp.
no kidding.
Sorry, I won't
Big
catch her
ol'
soon
womp
enough.
No.
Either way. How are,
Basically, if you're listening to this, I want everybody to just fling abuse at Fluff on Twitter.
Wait, what?
Oh
no!
my gosh.
No, no, no,
That
no,
is,
no!
that is definitely the appropriate
Another Twitter
response.
shutdown
Do
incoming.
not
No, do not. We cannot lose another Twitter. They're dropping like flies. Preserve Flapp's Twitter. She has so many Paraka memes on it.
The Paraka video. We need the.
Everyone, Vin has deleted his Twitter, and I need you not to spam verbal abuse at Fwef, but to spam text abuse at Vin to turn it back on, because there are relics on that Twitter.
Oh, you have the relics.
I'll
Shut
leave
up.
again.
There are important relics on that Twitter, like the moth video.
You mean the moth video that we found elsewhere? No,
We need it in the original place where they had all their replies. It's friggin' history, dude.
But why?
It's history.
Meso is attached to the hip to anything that has happened that isn't happening right now.
I wish the audience realized like what it's like to actually live in a life where Meso is a part of it on a daily basis.
That's a great quote. I love that quote.
It's tragic, guys. You don't understand.
I wish I knew what that was like too.
Okay.
Oh God.
Meso starts a double personality.
Do we want? Oh yeah. When does a Fwef's account get shut down? This will return. TT Viper.
Okay.
TTV Viper.
No,
Yeah, so
TT Viper.
I definitely think we should address it because it's the podcast title, and I have a giant Brighten the Twitter logo on the.
Yes.
Who just got a call? Which one of you?
That's Sam's alarm.
Oh, yeah. Anyway,
So
Because
Vin,
it's that early in the morning.
Vin, you and I have had a falling out. I think we should
Yeah,
just
that
start
must
with
have freaking broke up.
Yeah,
There's-
screw off.
uh,
Not a part of my life.
I think it's important to maintain proper professional conduct, so we shall we'll continue to get along okay during podcast.
I agree. Let's
atmospheres.
remain professional.
But
Screw off.
outside the
Oh my gosh,
podcast.
this memeage. Oh
So-
my gosh.
It was pretty depressing, TBH.
Yeah.
Kinda was.
it was annoying, is what it was.
You guys had so much PDA, so much like
You're
public
annoying.
makeout sessions.
Whoa.
Then
Never
you're the
had
one who
them.
started off
Never-
yawning obnoxiously. That's right.
You really caught up on this yawning thing.
I
Marty-
am. It's
Marty-
annoying.
Triggered.
Is Vin and Eljay next?
We're gonna have a
Your
live falling
overt
out.
sensitivity to yawning is annoying.
It's
You
just.
don't
It's.
see-
Listen,
you-
I want
you
to
don't see
start
me
the
whining
podcast.
like a big baby.
You're the one who was
podcast.
whining like a big baby because you had to get out of bed.
This is
Maybe
why we
not.
can't have nice things.
Maybe I'll take 15
This is why we
seconds to
can't
start the
have
music.
nice.
What do you mean 15? Meso. I'm sorry,
Oh, this is
Meso.
going downhill.
How many podcasts
That's
have
it.
you
This
been hosting?
episode's over.
How many stream startups are you familiar with?
Canceling this. I'm
Do you want to
canceling
host the
podcast.
streams? You're more than
I
welcome
mean, you
to.
think the more that you do it, the faster you could get at it. But
Here's the
apparently
it's
that's not
but the
case.
delay isn't caused by me not playing the music on time. It's caused by the stream starting.
So I don't get it. Why are you being a little? I wish I didn't have to censor myself.
Because it's annoying when you guys when we start and you make noises and then the music starts. Just let the music start. That's the start.
Every week people are gonna make noises now.
Okay.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm gonna make noise now.
Streisand effect is not my
I'm gonna
ally.
say, I'm gonna say Mardi Gras, like right before the music.
Mardi Gras.
Bro. No.
In any case, yeah, Meso, Ven, you guys broke up. Ven, you deleted your Twitter. Explain.
Yeah.
Well,
So
all in complex road full of whining
It's a
and
really
emotional emotions.
Yeah, it's an interesting conversation for sure.
So, you guys, audience, you know me, right? Just think back to Bionicle G2. You know what I'm all about. When I talk about media, I talk about critiquing of media. So with the new Lion King movie, you may have gotten the implication from a few of my comments and my tweets that I'm not really a fan. And occasionally, I like to retweet funny like anti-Lion King tweets or memes, like making fun of the movie's emotionlessness. And well, then you're having a bit of a what's the word? Bit of an interpersonal conundrum about negativity.
He
You wanna talk
made a
about that?
joke, man. It wasn't an interpersonal conundrum. He made a
I don't
joke.
know. I was talking about like his attitudes in general, but fair enough.
Okay.
Well, my
feeling about
attitudes in
Twitter.
general is that social media is stupid, and I was getting fed up with it. I've been getting fed up with it for a while now. I'm tired of seeing all these people complaining about the most trivial things on the internet. Oh, Nessa's showing too much skin. Oh, this is clickbaity. Oh, this is that. Oh, the Lion King, Lion King, Lion King. The animals don't emote. I'm crying. The world is ending. I'm vomiting. All this crap. I'm tired of it. I feel like an old man, like just watching as the new generation comes in and starts crying about how their phone got taken away for about a week. When I was a kid, I used to get beaten just for saying.
I'm sorry. What?
Yeah, elaborate.
You know,
When I
like
was a kid, I used to get beaten. You
Um,
don't understand how you have it these days.
Like I'm watching some kid get sent to his room for like talking back to his mom, and I'm like, oh wow! As a kid, I used to get like hit by a car for talking back to my mom.
I'm still not sure if this is metaphorical.
No, I'm emphasized. Sorry, it's still very early, but
Oh.
I'm exaggerating there. But no,
Oh,
it's just
okay.
I'm tired of the oversensitivity to all this and that, and then there's this Lion King thing that's coming up. And I have to be reminded of it being a thing like every day that I go on Twitter, and it's irritating. And
So-
then Meso doesn't help. Meso doesn't help at all. He retweets every single little punk out there that complains about the Lion King.
I retweeted 3 things.
You're a liar. You're a liar. You're not even just retweeting it. You're posting it in our Discord. So even if I'm
Okay,
not checking,
here's something I need cleared up. Ben, was your tweet about Meso?
No, it was not. I
Okay.
saw a completely different tweet retweeted by somebody completely different complaining about Lion King, and I had it. It was the morning. I woke up. I wanted to check Twitter to see what was new, and and that was it. It was just more of the same old. So he's like, you know what? I'm sick of it. I'm just gonna make a little tweet. I didn't even put that much thought into it. I was like,
Do we have like a record of the tweet? Can we like read it out loud?
I know generally what it was.
People have context as to what tweet
It
we're
was-
referring to.
It was in general, normal people. The Lion King movie looks alright, but I'm not really interested. Other people. Wow, the Lion King movie looks
Twitter.
Twitter
horrible. Twitter people. Lion King movie looks horrible. The animals don't emote. There's no expressions. It's so drab. It's bad. We must revolt. We must fight the corporate machine.
Fight
We
against
must
this tyranny.
do-
I don't know how you got
Fight
that
against
out of
this tyranny.
the.
Something or other. And so
And that
I made-
triggered Meso pretty hardcore.
It didn't actually trigger me.
it triggered you pretty
It definitely
hardcore.
triggered
The best way I can explain
You ended up
myself,
proving my point in the joke.
the best way I can describe it in real life is I did a thinking emoji in real life, complete with head tilt. I was
Yeah,
like,
but the thinking emoji, you know what's
Huh?
funny about the thinking emoji? It doesn't freaking speak.
well, I didn't speak either. I was friggin' texting.
Yeah, you did.
If we had
Alright.
spoken, this wouldn't have been a problem. But we did it on Twitter, and emotions cannot be conveyed as easily. So I said, I responded to your tweet. I was like, AKA normal people can't approach media critically. You're only allowed to talk passionately when you love something. If you want to be normal, your discussions must be bland, apathetic, or generally uncaring. And if you get upset or care about something, you're a fanatic. And that started like an 8-tweet long back and forth between me, Vin, and Var, essentially just discussing like discussion. I guess it wasn't really that clear, but yeah, the spirit of the disagreement was that it's a joke that you say wasn't about me, and I believe you.
The spirit of the
But-
situation is that Vin made a joke criticizing Lion King crybabies for crying about the
Essentially.
movie, and then Meso got triggered about it and responded to it as if it was
I
talking
did not
about
get
him.
triggered, but
He definitely got
also
triggered.
most of the tweet was about me. Var tried to spin some BS that like 80% of the tweet wasn't about me. But like if
Alright,
you chop
okay.
out like the last sentence, which
When I
only
said
encompassed
80%,
10 words.
When I said 80%, I didn't actually like
Okay.
look at the tweet itself and pull out the 80% content ratio. I said that in response to you saying that the last two sentences or the first two sentences didn't refer to you.
Yeah.
Which,
Point is-
for a tweet, 2 sentences is typically longer than 3 words.
Like,
That's why I said 80%. But I
That's
did
fair.
look at the tweet and then realize, oh yeah, well in Vin's tweet, his sentences were very short.
point being, it doesn't matter if you replied, if it was about me or not, so much because my opinions are shared, so it is by proxy. It's just less over dramatic. Like, I don't want to revolt against corporate tyranny, but I do want to speak with my wallet, which amounts to the same thing, just realistically. So it's like shrug. I don't know. But anyway, we had a back and forth as a
It was a
result of
call
this.
out. It was a Messinat call out, so Mesa had to respond.
We had a back and forth because of this, and it bled over to Discord.
Thankfully,
We had a
honestly,
war of words.
I think it's for the best that it came to Discord instead of staying on Twitter, because it already
Yeah.
looks bad enough for you guys, because you, Var, and Ven had a disagreement, and it ended in Ven's Twitter being gone.
Yeah. Which
Yeah,
the
I had
public-
deleted my Twitter because I was talking with Eljay about it. And I was telling him what I thought of Twitter, and he was like, "Yeah, you should just delete your Twitter."
And
So
see,
I was
this
like, "Yeah, okay, I'll do it."
this wasn't a recommendation made out of malice. I am most notably not a fan of social media. I use Twitter because I think it's a valuable tool for me going forward for the career path I've chosen. However, I also do not think Twitter is a good thing. I don't think most social media is a good thing. I think there is an argument that exists that has contributed to a massive degradation of our social interactions. That being the case,
Oh my gosh.
for many, this is not an
I would
unpopular
actually
standpoint.
agree.
For many years, as these guys can attest, I've always advocated for the deletion of Facebook in their Facebook accounts. Twitter falls under social media. I certainly encouraged it. Because it clearly, like, Ven, you weren't having a good time with it. You weren't really using it
No,
for
it's like
channel-related
every day.
activities.
Every day, again, just a bunch of whiners, or there's some video of somebody licking ice cream in a public store, or there's like politics that are really annoying, or there's this, that, and the other thing. And it's like, even if I can't stand, not even just the crybabies, because to a degree, the negativity is so much, I end up indulging in it. You know, like I find myself feeling like a crybaby too about stupid stuff, and then it's like at the end of the day, I'll just have a bit of a retrospective moment where I'm like, man, why was I so why did I feel so mad about this one movie or video game? Like, it brought me back to 2012 when that kind of stuff used to matter too much to me, and I'm trying to keep myself out of that headspace, and I feel like the only thing that's holding me back is social media. That's just me.
Things matter too much to people when they're passionate about things.
It's not even just that. I feel like the internet, because you can be a keyboard warrior and hide behind a screen, people like to think that they're safe enough to say whatever they want, and it's not gonna have any effect or impact, I guess. Or they're trying to make up for lack of ego, so they like to use certain language to like boast or come up with this whole theatrical presentation of whatever their argument they're trying to say, or whatever debate they're making, or whatever. It's irritating. I'm tired of it. It's just exhausting. That's all I can say.
Wen says, what you just said, Meso, is the perfect summary of the Bionicle community. And essentially, yeah, that's what I was getting at, is that a lot of people like what Vin's describing. They typically come out as a result of being too passionate about something. Maybe a combination of ego or whatever, but when someone cares, that can very quickly balloon into caring past the point of being healthy. But that line is very blurry between caring a lot and caring too much, and really who decides what's too much is a very like personal thing to make. Like I know some people would probably say we criticized G2 like way too much on our podcast, and we're way too vitriolic towards it. And then there are people who say we're corporate Lego shills who don't criticize things enough. So clearly the bar for us was set way higher for them. So it varies, and it's the same with the Lion King detractors and movie detractors and critics and trolls on the internet in general. Like, for me, I haven't seen anything about the Lion King discourse and been like personally aggrieved by it. But then again, I also I kind of like revel in the comedy of things. I don't take it too seriously. But when it's in your face all the time, like what Ven's been subjected to, I can get that it starts to grate after a while.
It's like it's funny the first time, but then
Time,
365 days afterward, no, not so much.
I get it. I do. But we're still broken up.
I just think
Yeah.
I think people are being a little over dramatic about the Lion King remake.
Yeah, I think so too. I think people
little.
are over dramatic about
Just
a
a
lot
little
of
bit.
things, and
Well, it's like I said
Yeah.
yesterday. Being over dramatically positive, like saying it's gonna redefine filmmaking, it has like the best visuals ever, and this is gonna change the film landscape.
no,
for 10
believe
years.
me,
But is
that
anyone
kind of stuff is
actually
annoying
saying
too.
that, though? Like,
Hayley
there's
has said that.
headlines.
Well,
There are
what?
headlines.
Like when
What
the
have I
Venom
said?
when the Venom
Yeah,
movie
I think
came
the
out,
way-
and I saw
the
all
way-
the endless praise on Twitter, I can't tell you how
No.
unfathomable my
Exactly.
frustration
The way
was.
that they are making the Lion King is revolutionary. But the fact that they created like the Pride Rock and Africa
the
in
most
VR
real
and then
movie
shot
ever.
it in VR. That's not no. I'm just saying that they shot a movie in VR. You can
The
make a city, you
production
can do
value
other
of the
stuff.
movie is unique. That's
yeah.
all it is.
It's like that's you can film a movie in VR. That they did that. Like what?
The
That's-
fun, so
That's cool.
as for the Lion King thing, I don't necessarily disagree with Meso on most of his points about it. I actually do agree, which is what made that stupid debate on Twitter even more annoying. So like we're on the same side. It's like
I mean, you say that, but you haven't always agreed.
you might be more dramatic about it than I am, which is the problem.
really?
But yeah, you are. Like
I'm typically very chill about it. When we talk about the movie, I don't like yell and scream about it.
It's not really conveyed in your text arguments very well.
It is not. Last time we discussed the movie on Twitter, Vin, you were loving it, so I didn't get the memo. You must have sent it to the wrong address. But you agreed with me now.
Gosh, that even see. Here's the thing. Even
Oh,
that
wow.
sounds
That's
so.
That was a joke.
The
That was
way you-
intentionally like that.
See
Come
that?
on.
But
That
that
was
is
a
it right
joke.
there. That is it.
I
It's all
carry
you're
myself.
looking
I'm very
was a
very
joke.
chill. Oh,
for. He always slides that stuff in between every single comment he makes.
Mess up.
Let me have my
It's a
jokes.
joke because we're reacting to it. I don't. No.
What a troll.
I did that with a smile on my face. Come on.
You do everything with a smile on your face. It doesn't mean anything.
But no,
Yeah, just because you find it funny. I mean,
we lost what we were saying. Anyway, no. The overdramatic positivity brings out overdramatic negativity. Venom was a good comparison. It's very similar. Venom is a great box office success. This movie's amazing. Guaranteed sequel. It like prickles those bits of irritation that make people lash back and
it's
be
not
like,
so much.
and yet this movie is actually trash.
Yeah, it's not so much the opinions themselves. It's fine if you like the Venom movie. It's fine if you don't like how the Lion King movie is looking so far. That's fine too. If you have your reasons for it, I'm down to hear. I'm down to listen. I'm down to have a discussion. But it's when I get splattered with it, like all over the
It's
place,
everywhere.
to a point where even if I say anything, I feel like it won't matter. Then it's fine. I'm gonna stay away from it. My choice is to just no more Twitter. If anyone wants to have a conversation, we can have a conversation. That's fine.
Which is probably a
It's
good
just-
call.
It's not going to happen on Twitter. It'll happen on better terms. I'd rather set up those terms myself.
Which is totally a wise call to make. The reason it's so inescapable is because it's freaking Disney, and this is like their big iconic like movie. Everybody knows The Lion King, and it's being elevated to such a thing to where and whether you said it or not, Haley, this is a refrain that this movie is gonna like change film forever. So people are looking at it like with those kind of head tilting, like, well, will it really kind of things, which is why everybody is talking about it, even people who don't really care about Disney or animated movies.
I think
so
that might
you
be
can-
why you might be talking about it. I kind of don't think that's why everybody's talking about it, though.
As opposed to
As opposed to the
animation.
fact that the film is being remade in general
Yeah.
for something that they're super nostalgic about. That's why most people are impassioned about it. I don't
Yeah.
actually think anyone cares that much that other people are saying it's going to change the film industry or anything like that.
Yeah, I haven't even seen that on Twitter. Period.
Yeah,
There
I don't
is
think
a-
I haven't.
just-
I don't think I've seen. Yeah, I don't think
I
I've
just
seen
there is
think
a
that-
refrain, but then again, I also read elsewhere
But-
than just Twitter.
But
It's
yeah,
kind of like
people
this is
people
gonna
just
change
don't think this
things.
movie should exist. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
that's.
I mean, there's a lot of
that's what it
different
comes down to.
opinions. Like the other reason I was like kind of prickly at the tweet yesterday is because it boils down people into very two distinct groups. You're right with what you just said. There are other refrains. There's like 7 or 8 different schools of thought about this movie. I don't know which one has the majority or not, but
All
There's a
it
lot of
was is
stuff to
either you
discuss.
know how to talk about movies in a civil manner and you're not going to be over dramatic or theatrical about it, and you can have a conversation and you can make things simpler, or you can be like, oh man, this movie, oh, it's going to make me vomit. Look at the CGI. Oh god, the lions, they're not emoting. Oh,
Yeah.
like,
or you can be part of the 6 other groups and have those critiques in this exact same way, just not in a funny voice. That's my point. It's like you can talk about it reasonably.
well, I'm sorry.
I mean, it
didn't
doesn't. I don't
acknowledge
think
your
it matters.
theoretical.
I don't think it
5 or
matters
6
what
other
side
groups.
you're on or what your actual opinion of the film is. The point that matters is the way you're
Conduct.
actually orchestrating your opinion. You know,
Conduct matters.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
either you're
that's
proper
the
or you're not.
that's the thing that his tweet was criticizing.
Mm-hmm.
Is like just the people who take it way too far, who get way too impassioned about it, who act like this is like a huge slight against their childhood personally.
Yeah, it's
or
not
something.
about
Which I mean,
like what
personally
argument you
speaking.
have to make, because
got an
there's,
example.
yes, there's many different arguments you can make. It's how you carry those arguments. Like I was saying, you can either be proper or not. That's what the tweet was.
And aside from the capital letters, I don't really see any of this ruined my childhood. Let's revolt against Disney refrain in that tweet.
What?
They're just
Haley,
expressing
actually,
Number
you had
one.
a pretty good example. That tweet was really stupid.
Like it's not pale, dull, or gray. It's real. Like it's like saying that another movie that's live action
It's real
doesn't have
colored.
color in it. Like
No, but like, stick with me here.
No, that okay.
You just dodged what I said.
oh
it's-
well,
That's not an example of one of Vin's tweets. That's not an example of someone like yelling and screaming at people about how it ruined their childhood and that you need to stand up and take back against Disney. That's a tweet with
Was that him or was that me? Okay, that's
No, it was
that
him.
was him.
It's a bit sensational,
might just-
though. Rip
Yeah.
Meso.
It's very sensationalist. I mean, it's
I
like
cut out, but I was saying
it's like this guy. He's preaching about what animation means. Like everybody doesn't have a dictionary or nobody.
It's
like, he's
sensationalist,
the one art major
sure.
in the world.
but they're
Yeah.
not telling you to revolt against Disney. They're not saying it ruined
No,
their
but not
childhood.
everybody
They're
is
not saying
Saying
this.
that.
he's
They're
saying what
expressing an
animation
opinion.
can't be.
But he's still
Animation can be anything. He's just saying that animation shouldn't be this, and like no, animation can be whatever you want it to be.
I do
there isn't
believe
right
that
and
one of
wrong
the
with
principles
animation.
of animation, or at least that we've seen in the world so far, is
Mhm.
using it to achieve things that can't exist in the real world.
Yes, you cannot have lions act through stuff like this with real life.
And then you get into the question of should you, but that's a separate conversation.
Yes.
Entirely.
Well,
We won't
can't
go
wait,
down that
different
road.
can't wait to see
conversation,
this
but
at my
they're-
local museum.
Yeah.
So yeah, personally speaking, opinion-wise, I'm not that interested in seeing a movie that is realistic in a negative sense, or to me in a negative sense.
Which is fine. I
That's
don't
not
think
what I go
Yeah.
to see
case
from
against
the
that.
movie. But that's all that tweet was saying. they are just doing it like you were saying, in a conduct that implies authoritative statements.
Exactly.
But I don't
exactly.
think
It's
that's what
not-
they're getting at. That's not what the caps imply. The caps imply passion. And like it's the same way as
Are we looking at a
Can
specific
you-
tweet that's like an example? Or
Haley's
something?
tweet. The one that you
Okay.
replied to him were like, this makes me want to see the movie 20 times. Like
Okay.
if that tweet after every sentence had said, in my opinion, 3 times, would that make it any different for you?
No.
I'm trying to
It
find
would
the
not.
tweet.
I know it's his opinion. I don't need
Yeah.
him to.
Can you relink it?
It's like it feels like he's trying to teach me something. Like
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
saying it's like he's saying that's the only way that animation.
I
has
remember
to
it
be.
feeling very preachy. Yeah.
But
Can you
if it-
relink the
if
tweet?
It felt very
It
preachy.
said, in
You
my
can say the
opinion-
same thing
Thank you.
without having to go,
Yeah.
this is the opposite of animation. Animation means creativity, fantasy,
Yeah.
and everything is possible, and this isn't it. And if you
And again,
disagree, then you're not creative.
And again, you read it in like a funny voice, which
Yeah.
colors the tweet. But
Mhm.
I
But that's
just
how
read
it comes
It's
off,
pale.
though.
That's
That
how
that
it
comes
comes
that
off.
funny voice is
Right.
exactly how it's being read. It's how it comes off.
Yeah.
The thing is, yeah, no,
Everything
in this,
animation
The
It just
reason that
sounds
funny voice comes to
angry.
mind is because of the way he's formatting the words
Yeah.
with
I
with the periods, with the caps,
I-
with the
Yeah.
preachy tone.
I don't know about the goofy voice, but reading this in a voice, because the capitalization is obviously for emphasis. You know, you're using caps to really, and like the way this reads to me is, this is effectively the opposite of animation. Animation means creativity, fantasy, and everything is possible.
I
This,
see very
on the
little
other
difference, to
hand,
be honest.
is constraint, trapped in chains of realism. It's pale, dull,
like-
gray, everything
And
animation shouldn't be. That's how
even
that reads to me.
Eljay is like, even Eljay is doing it louder than I would because you can't do italics on Twitter, can you?
I mean, yeah. So
you can cheat it.
I
There's a
don't
way to do
care
it.
If you
what
can't-
voice you come up with. I don't care
I mean,
how
wait,
it's bolded.
the only reason
how
we're
it's
discussing it is
italicized.
like you guys
The way
see this one way because of your like presuppositions. I don't see that in this tweet. Ergo, I can't relate to you on it.
But-
like, I don't think he's being preachy. He's just giving an opinion.
I think the way he's actually laying out the point is preachy.
I think that if you-
I get what he's trying to say.
Yeah.
And it's an opinion that is totally valid, and I don't even think it's wrong. It's just the way he's pointing it out in this tweet makes it seem like this is the rule, and any
If it
other
wasn't
exception to that is
capitalized.
incorrect. It's because
If it
of the
wasn't-
emphasis that he's putting on it.
If it wasn't
He's
capitalized,
not
I
treating it
would've
like it's an
respected it.
opinion.
Yeah, if it wasn't capitalized, yeah, sure, I wouldn't.
Which
do
is
this.
what I said
But
a
it's-
while
it
ago.
still would read
If you
the same
include,
way.
in
And I
my
think that's the
opinion,
Twitter problem.
3 times, would it be any different for you?
No, it would not.
Yes,
the
I'm
same
not asking
thing.
you. You replied. I'm asking Var.
Oh my god.
I mean, I can try to read it out with that. Let me try that. In my opinion, this is effectively the opposite of animation. Animation means creativity, fantasy, and everything is possible. This, on the other hand, is constraint, trapped in the chains of realism, in my opinion. It's pale, dull, gray, everything animation shouldn't be. Yeah.
In my opinion.
In my opinion, well, yeah. I mean, I think, yeah, if you add an in my opinion, it would actually change it.
It would help out.
It would certainly help out.
So you think it would help out
Like
as
he
Var says
makes
it.
me
before
feel
he said-
bad for thinking that I don't know what animation means. And I
It
think
just
that's wrong.
it comes off as though this guy is the expert, right? So his opinion isn't just an opinion, it's law. It's like this is the correct thing,
Yeah.
and it makes you feel like if you don't agree with it, then you were
Yeah, you know what?
by
Yeah, I can get
default
behind that.
incorrect.
hmm
It's just the way that it's being presented. It's not being treated like it is an opinion. It's not being treated like it is like how he feels about the animation. It is, this is not animation.
Yeah.
But
And that's, I think, the difference between us is because I absolutely detest the, in my opinion, qualifiers, because I think they're pointless. When I read something or when I watch a video essay by somebody, I go into it like knowing that that's their opinion. I don't want to hear it repeated 10 times. It just annoys me, unless it's like a literary like film critic or some like reputable scholar who I'm deliberately going to see there.
Which is fine if it's not also a very over dramatic, impassioned speech at the same
True.
time.
Very
Then it's
true.
like, okay, well now we need the qualifier because now it sounds like you're just shouting at people.
Very true. Yeah.
If he wants, if he doesn't need to add that, in my opinion, thing if he words this differently. But the way it is,
I'm not
it
bagging
doesn't
on LJ. Don't worry, I'm not bagging on LJ. No, I'm referring more to movie analysis in general than than LJ. LJ can do his, in my opinion, qualifiers.
I'm sorry.
It's
Wait,
fine.
wait. What? Where am I coming into this?
I was talking about how I don't like the, in my opinion, stuff in videos like 10 times over. 2 weeks I was saying this thing about you, but I'm not.
Oh,
Don't worry.
He's sneak dissing.
No.
I don't see how I'm a part of. I mean, I know what he's talking about.
He was memeing. Don't worry about it. In general, yeah, we had a discussion. It got pretty heated. It got a little confusing because eventually we all lost track of what we were actually discussing because we started talking about like my retweets and analyzing the retweets and the retweet nature of what was a joke and what wasn't versus Vin's original tweet. And we all
The
got
problem is it's a
confused.
layered conversation. There's a lot of different conversations kind of overlapping and happening all at
There
once.
are.
There's
like
the
5.
Yeah, it is. It really is. There's like the conversation about the merits of rebooting The Lion King or remaking The Lion King,
Yeah.
whether or not it should happen, and whether whether it's something the film industry should be doing, if it's something that's justified, if it's the direction we should be going. That's one conversation. The other conversation is if the new Lion King is better than the old Lion King, and what about it makes it better. That's a completely different conversation. And then there's the conversation about whether, like, how you should formulate an opinion on a film and how you should actually present that in the public eye. That's one conversation. And then you can
I think we
even
should all
movie
take.
another
on
conversation
merits.
about social
We
media.
should all take a lion-sized chill pill and wait for the movie to come out, and then continue the conversation.
Haley, that's not the point.
Well, I
It's
mean,
very,
I
it's
want
very,
to.
it's very funny to like discuss this movie with Haley.
I
Because
think
every
that is
time
the
you-
point, though.
Every time you and I try to talk about
even
it,
out yet.
but again,
It's not about the. At least to me, it's not about the freaking movie.
and even if it was, like, there's pre-release discourse for a reason. It might be too overdramatic now, but discussing things before they come out is the whole reason we have the review cycle. If you dislike that, then get rid of the review cycle.
But the reviews are informed they've saw the movie.
But they're still posted for us to read and discuss.
Right. So that we could decide whether we want to go see the movie or not. Not so that we can decide whether the movie is good or not.
Yeah.
But again, it feels like every time we talk about this, it's circular. Like, I watched stuff first, formed an opinion based on clips, then read the reviews, and we're like, oh, hey, everything I already feel is apparently true in the whole movie. Great. I'm validated. I
Yes,
don't wanna see the
but
movie.
you can't necessarily validate every single thing through that means because you don't know if there's anything else the film might have to offer that you might enjoy. For all you know, going into the film, you think the mouth syncing is going to be a problem for you, but perhaps because of the amazing music and cinematography and camera work, you don't even notice the mouth that much. You kind of ignore it. You forget about it, even if it
Yeah,
is
like-
present.
That's
You
certainly
don't know.
possible.
I have a feeling
haven't
you
seen
wouldn't
the movie.
notice all these things if there wasn't all these people like blasting all
Yeah.
over the place.
It's
It's
certainly
the
possible, but I
fact
don't
that
know
people
that
are
anymore.
taking a 30-second clip out of a 2-hour movie and rating the entire film based off that 30-second clip. It's a clip taken out of context with zero of the buildup, with zero of the actual within story, like
You're talking about
moments that
Hakuna
lead
Matata, right?
to it. Like we don't know. Like everybody's saying like how there's no choreography in the Hakuna Matata
Oh, yeah.
clip, but like we don't know if there is or not. We literally saw the tail end of the song as it is ending. There
Well,
could be
That's
there
not
could
the
be
only.
amazing choreography in the.
It's not the only thing. Like, songs can be taken out of context. Regular dialogue scenes a lot harder to take out of context.
Sure.
Because, like, I'm not so much saying like this movie is a 1 out of 10 because of the clips and the reviews, but confirming that bias. It's more I didn't like what I saw in the clips, reviewers say that's throughout the whole movie. Ergo, I don't want to see it. That's kind of
And that's
the
fine.
frame of reference I go with. I do not speak to anything more than that.
Yeah, and that's fine. It's okay.
And I would not
it's
project
okay
that on
to
other people.
decide that this movie isn't for you based off the reviews and the clips that you've seen. That's fine. It's what's not fine is to say that the movie is bad and not done well when you haven't actually seen the movie. Okay, so those are two different statements being made, and I'm not saying that you are doing that.
Oh, I know.
There are definitely people who are conflating those two things, though.
And a lot of it does come from the fact that there's multiple overlapping conversations as well. People bleed them into one another. And I know we're guilty of that as well. Like, pretty much every time I talk about it with Hayley, it goes in like a progression because we reach a point in the conversation where we just can't go any further, and then it transitions into like another conversation. That's why it happens like 5 times. Like, you and I will be talking about the movie, and then you'll be like, well, they already made that movie, and then we'll
Hayley, I
start
think you
talking
might
about
actually be the
remake.
worst offender here. You always shift the conversation to a different thing.
Yeah. My bad. Sorry.
It's just funny. It's just a funny thing.
I just wanted to
But-
say lion-sized chill pill because I thought that was
That
funny.
was a good
The
quote.
conversation that you seem to be more interested in, Haley, is whether this is a good remake or not. Like, if it's a good, justified remake of the original, whether this one's better than the other one. That's the conversation you want to have, and that's why you want to wait for people to have seen it.
Oh, I want
Yeah,
to see the
and
movie.
I'm with you
I
there,
don't think
Haley.
it
I
will
want to
be.
wait for the movie too. So
I
we
don't
can
think
have
it
that
will be because the
discussion.
original was really, really, really good.
You just want
Yeah.
to see how real it is.
But
That's
I just wanna see
the
how
thing
real
you're
it is.
interested in.
Yeah, I want to see
He
how
wants to see the
realistic
lions look
they
like
make
lions.
the lines.
And that's
Yeah.
That's not
They-
necessarily the same thing
honestly-
Meso is interested in. Meso wants to have the
Yeah.
conversation about the film industry and whether or not
Yeah.
this is the right call and the right direction we should be going, whether or not this is justified in that aspect.
It's helped by the fact that I don't really have any nostalgia for OG Lion King, so I'm free from the biases that a lot of people have. I can just I can't not compare it because it's a remake, but I can also not be like offended by it either. I can just be like, all right, like I've listened to the songs. I can say like I like 2 of them better than the original. It's just in a shell of a movie that I can't get behind as much.
Right. And that's all meta. You're talking meta. That's the thing.
Boom de yada.
Okay, all right. You guys
want to
said-
have a meta conversation about the movie. That's not what Haley wants to have.
You said my
Nope.
trigger word, and we're at an hour. Or we're at 45 minutes.
Oh yeah,
So-
let's probably move on.
We're gonna go ahead and move on. Vin,
So basically,
so
Vin and I
just,
broke up, but we're okay.
just
No,
yeah,
we're not friends anymore.
just oh my gosh. To
I
summarize,
replaced Meso with Eljay.
Don't
I
bother.
wish
Summer.
that you guys were there to argue with Meso during that conversation because you would hate Meso.
Who, the fans.
Yes, the
I doubt
fans.
it. I think people will be on my
believe
side.
it for sure. No, they
So-
wouldn't. Shut up.
I'm
just,
more likely to be on Twitter. No,
Okay.
I didn't say anything.
Okay.
As we
Vote-
know,
vote-
the
vote with
likes
your
on
likes.
Twitter are your metric for being right or not.
I mean, as far as other people were on my side.
all right. Before Meso,
We have 55,000 subscribers. Not all of them are freaking following you on Twitter. Meso.
Yeah, but you said they would hate me.
stop it! Stop!
They
Stop!
would.
Nope!
The majority of
Nope!
people would hate you.
Nope!
If we,
Nope!
if we
Nope!
were all 55,000 people,
All right.
that conversation
I'm reining this in.
Wow.
I'm reining it in. All right. We listen. We're all.
You're not the host.
We are all.
LJ.
Yeah. You know what? But you're failing your duties as the host, so I'm taking over.
Vote of no confidence.
So
LJ does nothing the whole
You're gonna
time.
be
And
demonetized.
criticizes you.
as things
Says
stand,
Meso, I will take
We're
your side.
all-
I will take your side if you
we're
raid with us.
all unique individuals with our own different perspectives that we've gained from our walks.
Some are
of
just more
life.
wrong than others.
And we all appreciate anyone who follows our points of view. Now then,
But I don't appreciate anyone that doesn't follow my point of view.
Especially if they
You're
use
a trash
capital
I
letters.
don't appreciate
so
Meso.
we're gonna move.
Especially if they use capital letters.
We're gonna move
Oh,
on.
boy.
Especially when you
Hey,
capital letters.
Anybody get super
There-
chat?
Oh yes. Okay. So super chat. This is good to mention. Thank you. Adrian G donated $1.99 to us. With first of all, thank you. He had a question off topic. Thank you. But you guys gonna help storm Area 51?
Okay, where is all that coming from?
Okay.
I don't
So
understand
there
it.
is a Facebook event that was set up by some random dude, and it's for September 20th of this year. And the idea is at like 3 a.m., 400,000 people are going to storm Area 51, break
They're all gonna
in,
get murdered.
and just see what's going on in there.
They can't stop all of us.
Oh.
Just gets a bomb dropped on them.
I love
So,
this.
first of
I'm down
all,
with this idea.
Adrian, thank
That's
you.
Hilarious.
I'm going to be busy that day. I will not be able to attend.
Now that I understand the context of it, that's so much more funny.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
right.
Right.
With the alien I
Oh,
brought
that's
back.
Like, I already thought it was funny to begin with, and now I actually know where it came from. It's, like, really funny. Like, I'm just thinking about that gif of, like, the scene from World War Z.
Perfect.
And in the plans, they specify what we're gonna do. We're gonna get together at a gift shop for Area 51, and we're going to. I kid you not. He says this. We're going to Naruto run all the way through the gates and storm Area 51.
I love
Oh
it.
my god.
So
Oh my freaking god.
I want this to actually happen, because I need to know.
there was a
Yeah, I
really
need
great.
to find out about that UFO tech.
There's a really great image, a meme. Someone was saying, so you become a time traveler now, and you time travel to the year 2029, and you ask someone, "Hey, so did the whole Area 51 raid ever go through?" And yeah, here it is, time traveler. Do you mean the Great Area 51 massacre? Let's be honest.
Jeez.
That's all of me.
I'm doubting this thing is going to actually happen since it's in the middle of nowhere
No,
in like,
no.
southern Nevada. So I mean, like the whole thing was a joke,
want
but
it
I
to
can't see
happen
it
so
like
much.
actually materializing. Like all these people, like Exodus.
The guy who made it, the guy who made the thing, clarified. He said, "Listen, U.S. government, I was joking. I was just joking. I'm not actually going to do this. I can't be responsible for anyone who goes there and dies."
Yeah, like military installations usually have a use of deadly force authorized, so this could turn out pretty bad.
Yeah.
I mean, what would, realistically, all that would happen is a bunch of people would walk up to the entrance, and the military would be like, "No, we will shoot you if you actually try to cross the border," and they'll be like, "Okay."
And
Yeah,
the
walk
fence
away.
away.
That's all that would happen.
Because so someone just mentioned this. There we go. Teely Khan in the patron chat said, "Honestly, didn't know that Area 51 was real." That's not a surprise because the United States government only actually disclosed that it existed in 2013. That is the first time they actually confirmed that it existed at all. So, it's not unsurprising.
Fair enough.
But yeah, no, it's funny. I'm not going. Sorry, guys. I only have enough room on the schedule for one trip, and that's Brick Fair.
Fair enough.
They can't
Speaking of Brick
stop us
Fair.
all.
Speaking of Brick Fair, you all should go to Brick Fair, Virginia. Philly, Virginia, in the first week of August. Public days when?
The public days are going to be first weekend in August, August 3rd to the 4th.
Please go.
Yes.
And if you're an exhibitor, we'll probably be around too.
Yes, because
Yeah, you're an
so
exhibitor.
those
We'll
days.
be there. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll get that video out this week. I promise.
Another thing we have to do for Brick Fair is we have to decide what movie we're gonna go see.
Yes.
Oh,
Because
boy.
there's a bit
Oh
of
my
a
God.
process to this.
All right.
We've been through a lot behind the scenes. Every year we go see a movie like with each other.
Real quick
Well,
reminder, though,
there
in
was
case
one podcast a while ago where we argued about what movie to see, and there was like a Hobbs and Shaw discussion, and we talked about Lion King, and we talked about
What's up,
Dora the
Mark?
Explorer.
I was just gonna give a reminder that not only should you go to Brick Fair, just want to make sure that for the people that might not have catched the announcement or the last podcast where we talked about it, basically every TTV member is going to Brick Fair this year. So if you want to get like signatures from us, there's a couple signatures with a certain signature that people don't want anymore. So now it's a good opportunity to replace that with something new and fresh. This is the Brick Fair to go to because basically every TTV member is going. Literally only
Or
one.
bring the same thing that you got signed last time, and I'll happily draw over it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, if that's something that appeals to you guys, that this is definitely the one to go to. So
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's gonna be a fun time. But yeah,
Haley, you were talking about Dora.
Or like on a previous podcast when we started this whole
Dora.
discussion of what movie to see, we were talking about Hobbs and Shaw, which some people didn't want to see, a lot of people didn't want to see, and then the other one was Dora the Explorer movie, which looks fantastic, but
A lot of people didn't want to see.
it got delayed another
It did.
week, so that we cannot watch it when that Brick Fair comes out
so
the week after.
sad.
It left us in a bit of a conundrum
Because honestly, it looks like the superior movie, even with the second trailer.
that's
But
an
so
opinion to certainly.
we could not
Yes, that's an
we
opinion.
could not decide what movie to watch. There's too many of them, so we decided to do something else.
The movie Roulette.
yes. So
Russian roulette movie style.
what we've done is we've taken all the movies that will be in theaters during that time, and we've got a list of them. The movies are Spider-Man: Far From Home, Annabelle Comes Home, The Secret Life of Pets 2, Child's Play, Men in Black International, Dark Phoenix, Stuber, The Lion King, Fast and Furious, Hobbs and Shaw, Crawl, and Toy Story 4. And what we're going to do, we're going to write each movie down on a piece of paper. We're going to take all these pieces of paper, we're going to throw them in a hat, we're going to mix up the hat, and the first one we pick out will be what we see, unless we decide to veto it, in which case we all collectively agree we don't want to see the movie, and we do the roulette again.
Yeah, majority dictates.
Majority, yeah, not collective. Everybody.
Fair enough, all right.
And this,
I think
this,
also
this drawing
Once
will be
Upon a
held on video.
Time in Hollywood's going to be in theaters too. I could be wrong.
Yeah, okay, does anyone really care about seeing that?
No, we can include it. But
I mean,
it'll
there's a
probably
lot
get
of movies in
vetoed.
the roulette
It's
I don't care
called
about seeing.
Rush-
I actually want to watch that.
Gotta
We
put
can,
it in there.
We can include it, but it'll
You have
probably
to
get
put it in
vetoed.
there, but it'll probably get
Alright.
vetoed.
I mean, sure.
It's okay. Yeah, I include everything. I think anything that is available to watch should be included.
Okay.
It's just like there are definitely ones that will probably be vetoed.
So we're going to do
Well-
this drawing on video, and it's going to have funny reactions depending on what gets chosen. Because there's like
Mm-hmm.
3 horror movies.
a lot of people have a lot of stakes in particular movies, and
A lot
Yeah.
of people.
Lion
really
King
don't wanna
being
see it, so.
the big one. Where if we pull Lion King, then
Lion King's the big controversial one,
yeah, or we
where
just
that's gonna
about
start
it,
some
yeah.
fights.
See,
Secret Life of Pets 2 is going to get a whole bunch of laughter, and then everyone's going to veto it.
Pretty much.
Toy
yeah.
Story 4 is probably going to be a definite because Toy Story 4 is
I-
just too good.
don't care about Toy Story
I want to
4.
go see Toy Story 4. So if that
Yeah.
happens, I'm not
Spider-Man,
vetoing.
we'll probably see it because why not?
It's a good movie.
Good movie. The big ones are the horror movies.
Mhm.
Annabelle Far From
Specifically
Home,
Crawl.
Child's Play, and Crawl.
Yes, Crawl.
Yes.
I really want to see Crawl
We
so
watched
bad,
the
dude.
trailer for Crawl the other night, and we
Dude,
were
I
like
really wanna see
immediately in love, and we were like, "This movie is amazing." And we were like, "Haley's gonna hate this movie."
Okay.
I don't like horror movies. And it's not like I don't like horror movies. I cannot handle horror movies.
Yeah, because they're
movies. Like, I
spicy
can watch it,
movies.
but oh my god.
Yeah, and you
had
can't
an
handle
existential
anything with
crisis
flavor.
at work yesterday
Uh-huh.
about it.
Yeah, you were like, Meso was
I
telling
just-
us you're having a mental schism just thinking about the potential of it being chosen.
Oh yeah.
You're like-
oh yeah.
All right, what was that one quote you said? You're like, "Have you ever been on the ocean?"
Yeah.
Thought about something.
Look,
Have
I
you
don't like
ever-
having dark thoughts. I don't like having scary stuff just pop in my head randomly. So I don't want to. I don't want to
Tell
encourage
your brain to stop
more.
it.
Yeah, I can tell my brain to stop it once I have the thought, and once I have the thought, then it's there.
I listen. I really
This is like the
go ahead, Invi.
I just
no, this is like one of the least demented things out of like all the other horror movies. Messing
I
with
know.
creatures
Dude,
is like
it's a
the least
freaking crocodile.
supernatural, like least.
yes, I saw the Bay. I was terrified of the Bay. The Bay isn't supernatural at all.
Haley,
it's a
you are such a
found
loser.
footage movie.
She was very
No,
scared.
no, but I'm just saying that there's a lot less. I don't know. When you're messing with animals specifically that are the object of horror, it's not as. It could be a lot worse.
Yeah,
Compared to the
I
other-
don't want to see someone get bitten in half by a crocodile. No,
So they
thank
want to
you.
show it on the screen. Also, you watched Jaws.
Oh, they're definitely.
Jaws looks
I mean,
horrible.
is it rated
Like, he
R?
was sitting inside of a rubber thing's mouth with a whole bunch of blood around him. I didn't
Is it-
actually see him get
What
bitten in
is
half.
then?
Is Crawl, is it rated R or is it
Yes.
PG-13?
It's
Okay,
R.
perfect. So they would show it. Cool.
Yes.
Oh boy. I'm really invested in seeing Crawl.
Well, you can just close your eyes.
Guys.
I like.
Oh yeah, I'm sure the ADR department would, or not the ADR. What is it called? The Foley department would just love me to close my eyes because then I'll just imagine it instead.
Yeah, there you go.
They're gonna.
Oh, they don't care? Are you kidding me? All
No,
the
they don't
freaking...
care about what you do with your eyeballs, Haley. They don't. They don't even know who you are.
I don't even know you.
I don't wanna hear it. I don't wanna see it. I don't wanna be
Okay,
in the
then
same
close
room
your
with
eyes
it.
and cover
Don't
your
see
ears.
it. Don't speak it. Don't see it. Don't speak it.
Earplugs and listen to music. Nothing with you in particular.
That's
It's like it's
disrespectful.
Just try.
Would you-
This is like, of all the horror films, this is like the best one to
Mhm.
try and watch. It'll be
I've
a
already
good little
seen
introduction.
what 2, 3.
Never seen one in a theater.
Oh,
It's true.
like I said, theater would just be 10 times worse.
Just sit in the top row. It's far back.
No, there is no far back in a movie theater. There is no
the
such
iconic
thing as
quote.
far back in a movie
There is.
theater.
There really
With
is. though.
surround sound, a theater screen that's bigger
For
than
someone
any
who
TV
sits in
screen.
the
It's
front
like
row,
me,
there is.
for movies that I want to watch the whole thing and enjoy it.
You've
This is not a
acclimated
movie
to
I will
prime
enjoy.
immersion. Just de-immerse. That's all there is to it.
No.
I think with you in particular, it's very bad because you're scared of like, well, you love the water, so anything that like takes,
Mm-hmm.
anything that uses the water, you're gonna be more like terrified of than not. I think that's your problem because like it just triggers you a lot.
Like what?
Yeah.
You think something's gonna happen to you or something?
Project your fears into reality.
Like-
Yes.
Like do you watch the movie and you're like, and so you subconsciously think it?
Yes.
Don't think it.
It's not consciously. It's like sometimes I'll be in the middle of the ocean hanging out with my cousins or something like that, and then I'll realize that my arm could be gone in a second. And I wouldn't
Oh,
even
yeah, no,
realize
it's like-
it would be gone.
Yeah, it's like me and my slight fear
Stuff
of
like that.
bananas.
I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it.
Yep, those jar of
Slight-
bananas.
Your
Every
slight
time.
fear of
We need to
bananas.
talk about this. LJ, why do you have a fear of bananas? Do you need to lay down and talk about it?
So
What did bananas
You
do to
mentioned
you?
this before.
No, we need
You
to
mentioned
talk
this
about
before and we put it on pause.
LJ said this last night, and we had to stop the conversation because we were like,
Well, we
What?
didn't even realize it at first. We're about to continue, then all this
So-
like slowly
It was a
stopped.
combination
How did
of
you
what
find
he
that
said
so
and
quickly?
how he said it.
he said it with such like bravado as if it was like just a normal thing to say. And I had to do
Bananas, so I
a
get
double
it.
take. I was like,
Mhm.
"Wait, did
We
you
all
just
did a
say
double
you're
take.
afraid of bananas?"
Well, then why are you afraid of
So,
bananas?
so I have it's a very minor fear. So
But it's a fear.
more specific, not necessarily bananas themselves, but bundles of bananas. So
Doesn't make it better. Okay, continue.
and it's okay. So it's tendentially related to my fear of spiders. I'm severely
What?
arachnophobic.
LJ.
Banana spiders.
Well-
And my fear of spiders is attached to my fear of belts, which is attached to my fear of towels, which is
Okay.
This is
attached to my fear
So-
of dolls.
A long time ago,
then he's
I-
afraid of the internet and Google. Leave him alone.
I'm not afraid of Google. I just don't like that. Okay. A long time ago, I read an article talking about how a lady had bought a bundle of bananas, and in the bundle of bananas hatched a bunch of Brazilian walking spiders, which, if you're unaware, they are the single most venomous spider on the planet. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Invi.
Why? Why? Why?
So they are they're incredibly venomous. They will, if they bite you, you will die. It's not a matter. It happens. And so there's this article about a gal who bought a bundle of bananas and these hatched in her house. Keep in mind, not one large Brazilian wandering spider, a bunch of them. a bunch of small ones that hatched. So I have this subconscious fear that if I pick up or touch a bundle of bananas, there's going to be a spider or a bunch of spiders on the bundle, so I stay away
Man.
from them.
Okay,
Wow.
so
You
not
would-
gonna
See,
lie.
that's it
Now that you've
exactly.
explained it, I'm a little bit scared of.
That's it exactly.
You would never survive Stephen King's It. Like that is like such a like it horror thing.
I've never seen it. So.
Like, I don't want to put those thoughts in my head because that's the
It's
point.
not gonna happen.
But yeah,
It's
but
not
you're,
gonna freaking happen.
you're living in fear of an incredibly small chance of it happening.
I still liked it. I like
That's like
bananas.
saying, "Oh, I'm afraid to go outside because I could get struck by lightning."
I mean, you could.
Well,
I was almost struck
actually-
by
yeah,
lightning
yeah,
once.
But what are the chances?
It's how I got my
You
fear
could
of
literally die for
of
any number of
inversions.
reasons right now on this recording.
Yeah, but I don't
You
like
have higher
thinking
chances
about it.
of playing Destiny and then dying from that than you do
Oh my
getting eaten
gosh.
by a crocodile.
You really do, though. You honestly do. You
mean-
might have a stroke playing Destiny or something. That's far
Yeah,
more.
but I don't
A
want
giant
my mind
crocodile eating you in the
adventuring
middle
what
of a
that would be
hurricane.
Like.
Alligator.
Whatever.
It's a funny
Oh,
joke.
Haley.
Oh my gosh, Meso.
Also, that excuse just doesn't really like. I mean, maybe for like something more realistic, like a crocodile, but like literally any horror, like Child's Play, a doll will never come to life and kill you, Haley. It will not happen ever.
Well, that's why they're called irrational fears, because they're irrational.
So watch
There's
the
no
movie.
way around it.
Watch the movie.
There is a
Be
way around it. It's
rational.
by facing it. Watch the movie.
Yeah.
It's your fears. That's why I'm
Face
like.
your fears.
That's why we're gonna commit to the roulette.
That's why
No,
Meso's
I'm
gonna
I'm
go see
committed
the
to
Lion King.
roulette, but
I will. I'll do it.
Hey, you're speaking in favor of it.
of what?
The roulette, it might kill
Yeah,
you.
like I said, yeah, the roulette has a chance to kill you. So when they said like we should take Lion King out because it's creating discourse, I'm like, excuse me, no.
There's a
It's
far
a
cry
point of roulette. It could kill
in
you
the context of what
You
Eljay
agree, we're
posted
gonna watch
it.
Crawl then.
if it gets picked and it doesn't get vetoed.
In the
then-
context of what Eljay
Fine.
wanted to take away Lion King
Yes,
is because we were
yes,
friggin'
got it.
fighting and we were like tensions were high. There's a far cry between one person being scared and then like a group having a big argument.
Yeah, Haley, that's a lot of demands for.
For what?
No.
Oh my god.
No.
No, it's okay. She said she's fine with it. She already said she's
I
fine.
cannot believe that got quoted on the podcast.
What?
Don't worry about it.
You'll find out when you're
Censoring
older.
content.
Oh my god.
Haley, you should know you wrote it.
Okay. Either way, the roulette. Yes, as Mesa mentioned, we will be we'll be recording it.
Yep.
Okay.
Can't wait to watch Dark Phoenix.
Can't wait to watch Crawl.
Same.
I can't
You know,
wait to watch
all, we
The
have,
Lion King.
all we have to do is convince like the rest of TTV to veto every movie until we get Crawl.
Until we get to Crawl.
That's what I have to do.
It has to be majority. Remember, majority.
We have to get majority.
Oh my god.
Fwef will be on my side. You'll see Crawl.
Which, like, at this point, is like how many TTV members? Like, there's 13 total,
That's our
right?
majority, honestly.
I think we have a
There-
majority
there are-
right now, barely.
If
There-
y'all just keep vetoing stuff until we get to Crawl, then I'm just.
I will not do that.
Hosts, so people that have been on the podcast.
So 13 people who are gonna vote
Not
on
me.
it, right?
Yes. Right now, there's 6 of us in this call.
Which means we need 7 people to all agree that we don't want to watch a movie for it to be
Correct.
vetoed. Which I think
with ATs.
it's going to be difficult to get
Yeah.
a successful veto going. So
If I start crying, will people start vetoing?
No.
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 Probably
Haley,
not.
I literally
But I
don't care
will-
at all if you
probably
cry.
not.
If anything, it will enhance the enjoyment.
I will.
Yeah, I know, really.
I will not veto.
Wow. Goofy sucker.
All right.
Oh my goodness.
I hope
So what's
everyone
the
will.
next thing on the docket?
The
Nothing.
end.
ending?
Ready to end. Everyone meme Eljay's banana phobia from this point on.
Listen, I
Well, now I
like.
know that it's actually a true, like, it's
You wouldn't
scary.
peel a jumping spider.
Okay, I'm not talking about
God.
jumping spiders, Mess. Even though those are my least favorite type of spider. I'm not
It's
talking
like
about
the
that.
one time. Well, I mean, this is
Yeah, Eljay. The picture.
Okay, I'll bring this meme up real quick.
Yeah.
So I made something while this is a popular meme format.
That's what I was laughing at
Very
earlier.
legit.
Yeah,
pretty
just say,
much.
like that's
Accurate.
sad, but
All
true.
right,
This is literally exactly how it goes down. Every time.
the small text at the bottom is Hayley's views on film.
Thanks,
Dear
y'all.
God,
Dang.
it's amazing.
I'm sending this to the BCC.
When I get my Oscar, I'll remember not to thank y'all.
What? No, we're shaping you
Exactly.
into a
Oh boy.
Forged in the fires of mockery.
Uh-huh.
This whole podcast.
All right.
That's healthy.
That's the Eljay quote. That's healthy.
Oh,
That's healthy.
All right. Well, this will
Alright.
be the end of TTV podcast number.
This is the end of TTV
whatever.
in general.
No, it is
326.
not.
I
No,
quit
it's not
TTV.
No, you don't.
I'm quitting.
No, you
I
aren't.
quit.
Van,
No.
bring back your Twitter and just don't use
Do
it.
not bring the Twitter back. Let it.
I had a plan, and that was to reset his password with his eyes closed,
What?
and then change his security question to
You guys
random
hear Mark
gibberish.
Hamill's gonna be in Black Panther?
Wait, what?
Yeah, as the Black Panther, right?
I actually have no idea. All I know is that Mark Hamill just posted on Twitter like just a black like color photo with the hashtag Panther. So
Nice.
I'm assuming that means he's gonna be in Black Panther too.
Maybe he just likes cats.
Maybe he just likes black.
He might. I mean, I don't know why it would be so cryptic and vague if it wasn't like a hint of something. So
I don't know.
Oh, you're right, Prentice.
Maybe he's joining the Black Panther party.
Okay, we're done. Meso, take us
all
out.
right. Well,
All right. Thank you all very much for listening to the TTV podcast number whatever this is, 326, right? I got it right. Cool.
Yeah.
Every week we like to give out a patron shout out to someone. This week I'll pick someone who's active in the chat. I'm gonna go with Hazash. Welcome back.
You did that
Again.
last week.
2 weeks in a row, baby.
I'm gonna go with Spiang and also Hazash. Thanks to both of you for being you, and also thanks to Wadden for the meme.
What? Wait,
Thanks to Leo for
which-
playing Destiny with me.
which meme?
now let's have a conversation about politics.
Wait, are you talking about the
Bye.
JoJo meme? I made that.
Yeah, Wadden's amazing JoJo meme.
If anyone's going to San Diego Comic Con next week and you end up getting the Spider-Man minifig, get me an extra one, thanks.
I was talking
Wow,
about his
massive.
face inversions and his banana pictures all day. You're not the center of the funny image world.
What the flip-flop? The meme is on the screen! I
There are
control the
other-
circulation of the memes,
There are
Sorry,
other
Meso.
I thought we were ending. What's going
There are
on?
other images posted.
All right, everybody.
I
that's it.
am
Just
humor!
about to end it because Meso doesn't want to host according to LJ, and
LJ doesn't want to
So
host.
bye,
Yeah.
everybody. I'm Ben.
Oh boy.
I love that timing. It actually worked out. That was
Thank
great.
you. I'm LJ.
I'm Meso.
I'm Invi.
I'm Gar.
They are.
What's up?
The end.
Hayley.
All right. Well, Hayley died.
Oh,
Yeah.
hi. Did everyone say their names? I hate
Yeah,
it.
literally everyone but you.
Wow, Haley.
Sorry.
Dude,
I just watched this really cool video.
watching videos during a podcast.
You're almost as bad as
TTV
Mesa who
podcast
eats
thing.
during
Those
them.
guys called that do like, what is it called? Do perfect.
I don't know. I don't care. Bye, everybody.
So, come on.
Wait.